Hello, I'm Dave Nichols, and today I'm going to talk to you about the practice of catch and release in modern sport fishing. You're probably asking yourself right now, why do I need to know about catch and release? The fact is, you've probably tried fishing or enjoy fishing yourself, or know somebody like me who's passionate about fishing. Recreational fishing in Wisconsin has an economic impact of $1.5 billion annually in Wisconsin alone. By increased practice of catch and release, this can continue to go up and provide increased opportunities for anglers to catch the fish of their dreams. Today you'll learn about the general science of catch and release, the use of selective harvest and slot limits to help reinforce the ideas of catch and release, and use of CPR and graphite reproduction taxidermy as an alternative to the old catch and kill method of preserving trophies. I started fishing 40 years ago at the age of 4 while on a camping trip with my parents and grandfather on the Mississippi River. And you could say I've been hooked ever since. And ever since I was a little kid, I've been trying to catch the biggest fish in the lake. Catch and release really caught my attention around 20 years ago when I started fishing for muskies seriously. It was becoming more and more common practice then to release a muskie after catching it in order for it to get bigger and allow other anglers to have the opportunity to catch the fish of a lifetime. The basic practice of catch and release is just as it is stated. After catching a fish, you let it go so it can grow. The science behind it is a little more in depth. If everyone fishing catches and keeps the biggest fish in a lake, and not too long the fishery becomes stunted as all that's left are the smaller fish. The other problem with keeping the biggest fish in a lake is that you're taking the prime spawners or reproducing fish out of the system. Most game fish don't start to reproduce until they're 2 or 3 years old. So if the larger fish are taken out of the system as soon as they're of desirable eating size or if they have attained trophy size, the fishery will soon collapse. In order to keep and sustain a healthy fishery, it's important to let the larger fish go and keep them reproducing, allowing them to pass on their superior genetic traits. Along with catch and release practices, selective harvest and slot regulations have helped to encourage the release of larger fish while still allowing anglers to keep a catch of the day for the table. Many states have instituted slot limits to allow an angler to keep a number of fish under a certain length, say 3 fish under 15 inches and only 1 fish over a certain size, say 28 inches in the case of walleyes. What these slot regulations do is allow the selective harvest of smaller, non-reproducing age fish that are of good eating size. They also protect the prime spawners that are in the slot range, but also allow for the keeping of 1 fish of trophy size if an angler is so inclined. Many opponents of catch and release have often complained about not being able to show off their catch if they do let it go. 2 common practices have all but eliminated the need to kill a fish to hang it on the wall. The first practice is CPR, and I'm not talking about rescue breathing. CPR is an acronym for catch, photo, and release. Nowadays, with just about everybody having a camera phone, it's really easy to snap a few quick pictures with your trophy catch before releasing it back into the water. The other method of preserving a trophy catch while still being able to release it is the use of graphite reproduction taxidermy. In the late 1980s, taxidermists started making molds of fish in various poses. Now all an angler has to do that wants to have a fish mounted for the wall is to take a good length and girth measurement, snap a few good photos for the taxidermist for painting reference, and in a few months they'll have a trophy to hang on the wall. The quality of the mounts is so good now that it's very hard to discern between a graphite reproduction and a traditional skin mount. In closing, I hope you've learned a little bit about the practice of catch and release, selective harvest, CPR, and reproduction taxidermy. In August of 2012, I was able to realize a personal dream and catch a true trophy muskie, a fish that measured 56 inches long and weighed close to 45 pounds. I'm also proud to say that this fish was released, and hopefully another angler will have the thrill of a lifetime and be able to catch and release it as well. Thank you for listening today. Have a great day, and don't forget to practice CPR.